G'day crew. Cyclone Alfred's still upsetting my fishing. I had hoped to get out and do some fishing this week, but I had various other things on this week and just didn't work out. I thought it might have been interesting for you to see how I set up crab pots. I just got 4 more pots from Mr. Bait. He got the best pots in Brisbane as far as I'm concerned. They are great. A bit well wrapped, but other than that, pretty good. There we go, got a start on it. And of course, these are my favourite pots with the aluminium arms. You just pop them up like this. Where's the... There it is. Just looking to see where it's caught. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just like that. They're great. Of course, they come with the built-in bait bag. As you can see, that's a reasonably generous bait bag. You get a fair bit in that, and of course it opens out this way as well, so you'll fit anything you want to get in there as bait. When you want to bring them down, just collapse them like this, and then poke the arms inside so that they don't get tangled up in your pots when you're stacking them. Okay, and that's it, that's them. So I'll just get these out of the road and I'll prep this one, show you how I do it. I use snapper clips on the end of my float lines, but as you can see, the snapper clips I've got, too small for that to actually go on it, so I can't clip it directly to the pot. So what I do is I tie a piece of rope and a ring to the pot, and then I just snap onto the ring. That's a 3-1-6 stainless steel ring. I got mine from Bunnings Hardware. You could probably get them from other places as well. And what I'm going to do is this rope here where the binding is tied off, I'm going to go around that. And this rope will also help stop that binding from coming undone, because I have found in the past that sometimes that comes loose and it's a bit of a pain in the backside to fix it up again. And I just use a Centauri knot for that. I'll give about 3 rounds. I'll need a little bit more tag ends to do that. 1, 2, 3, and back through. And tighten that right down there. And that Centauri knot will not back off after that. It's sort of similar to a uni knot. I've done a video on doing them in the past. I might put him there. Yeah, so just go 1, 2, 3 turns and then back and up through those 3. And bring him a bit tight and then slide him down and really cinch him up. Then I got this ring here to clip onto my shark clip, and that works really well. Okay, that's one pot prepared. Now I'll just put him aside. Let's talk about the floats for a minute. Everyone uses these styrofoam floats, and I've been using them for a long time too. But you can see how they get damaged. They're very soft foam. I got these ones from Mr. Bait this time. I'll just open the bag so I can get one out. They're harder foam, much harder foam. Yeah, maybe a few grams heavier than the styrofoam. Definitely a little bit heavier, but you'd hardly notice it. But they're a lot tougher. they won't damage the same as a styrofoam will. So I'm going to use them on this. And I've always used 2 plates on my rigs, mainly because I can come up to it, I can see where the line's laying and just drive up and pick it up quite easily with 2 plates on. You can do it with 1 plate, but I just prefer 2. It just makes life a little bit easier. So I'm going to set this up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off, because I'm going to use the white plate on the end and the yellow plate on the main line. Now these Centauri knots are great. You can undo them when they're in rope. I've never been able to undo them when they're on a fishing line, but when they're on rope you can actually get them to come undone, but only if you pull on the right bit. They don't come undone by themselves. Take that one off. And so I'm going to reuse him, because these vinegar bottles you get from Woolies, they're good, but they do have a tendency to leak. I've had a few of them. I reckon someone's hit them with their bait, not seen them, and come pick them up the next morning and they're sinking or half full of water. But putting the foam plate on it should fix that problem, I think. Put this one on. 3 leaps is enough for a Centauri knot in this thicker rope. Slip this around here. One, 2, 3 is enough in this tee. Now I can just manoeuvre that knot around so it sits down in that hole a bit. And for this other end, just put it back on this plate. Okay, you can see how even just tightening that knot down, pull the plate in, but this one's held up to it really nicely. That's fairly firm there, and it hasn't damaged the float at all. So much better plate really, and yeah, definitely this one's heavier, but it's going to float just fine anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the rope I'm using, I'll just mention the rope I'm using here. This is sink rope, again from Mr. Bait. He sells it by the reel, or he'll cut it to length for you. I think he sells it in 10-metre lengths, which is pretty good for most applications. I've cut this one into 10-metre lengths, but I do have extension ropes that I can put onto it when I drop deeper. And for the extension rope, I just have one of these clips on it, and that clips into the shark clip, and again onto the crab pot, onto the ring on the crab pot. Don't forget to put your name on your plate. And the other thing you will need, and again these come from Mr. Bait, these are name tags, and put these on your crab pot. The law says you must have your address on your crab pot. You can put it on anywhere you like. I generally find putting a name tag up the top is better. And again, I put it on where the rope is joined up, because I reckon it does help stop it unravelling. Just put it on like that. It's like a zip tie really. Tighten that down. Again, that'll help stop the rope from unravelling. And then you can just cut off the excess on it. And if you just fold it around like that, it's out of the way. Keeps your crab pots legal. And what I've done is I've used a white acrylic marking pen to put my name on one side, and a black ink marking pen on the other side. And what I found is that the white acrylic marker holds up better than the black does. It just seems to last a lot longer, so that's what I'll be doing in future. I've run that test for maybe 6 or 8 months now, and definitely the white acrylic works really well. From Mr. Bait, he also sells these shark clips, if you want shark clips. I haven't seen these at his place. I got these online long time ago. I bought a heap of them online and I'm just using them up. Yeah, that's about it. That's all you need to do to get your crab pots ready. You can have 4 per person. So if you've got 2 people in your boat, you can have 8 pots. If you've got 3 people in your boat, you can have 12 pots. You need to measure them, make sure they're right. Again, Mr. Bates got some really nice Troll Pro crab measurers. They're aluminium, so it doesn't distort with the heat the same as plastic does. And you can measure spanner crabs, sand crabs and mud crabs with them, and they do 3-spot crabs as well. They're the same as the spanner crab measurement. Do check your local laws just to make sure I'm not misleading you. So anyway, that's all you need to do to get ready to go crabbing. Crabs are coming on in the bay again. I found them on the last trip. Not the last video that went up, there was a video before. Those 2 videos were a bit out of sequence. But the last trip that I did, I found where the crabs are, and this trip I'm hoping to get home with a good feed for my wife, myself, and some of our friends and family. And if I do as well as I hope to do, I'll take one of the boys out to so we can have 8 pots down and get a good feed for the rest of the family. We've got a large family. We've got six children in the family and 18 grandkids and 2 great-grandchildren now. And the majority of them like crabs. So that calls for 2 or 3 on the boat and as many pots as we can legally carry. So by the time you see this video, I hope to be out there pulling up crab pots and catching some crabs. And the following week, I should have the crabbing video up so you can see how well I went, and hopefully might encourage you to get into it if you haven't tried it before. Until then, good fishing.